So this video is going to be rather long, so I'm probably going to have to edit it a lot to compress it down. You may see several jump cuts along the way, just bear with me. But in this video, I want to address a lot of the questions that I've been getting about my absence, why I haven't been making videos, why I haven't been active in the forums, why the Titan Linux project seems to have stagnated, all of that stuff. I've had a lot going on. So a little backstory, as many of you know, me and my wife had an apartment together, and in that time she sustained a work-related injury. She worked for a home improvement company, got injured on the job, and that injury led to her being permanently disabled in a wheelchair. Very unfortunate. Because of that, it became a lot more difficult financially to support our needs, pay rent and groceries and the bills and all this kind of stuff, as it would for anyone. And then right around that time, her grandmother passed away unexpectedly, and things just got more and more difficult. Her grandfather was then by himself in quite a large house, and knowing the problems we were having, he offered for us to come stay with him. It's a big house. We pretty much had the entire upstairs to ourselves, and that worked out pretty good. Our plan was to stay there about a year, get our money right, and then move on to the next stages of our lives. Unfortunately, after about 9 months, her grandfather started to have some health issues. He had diabetes, which was not very well controlled. He was also starting to develop congestive heart failure, atrial fibrillation. But the worst of it is we knew something was off with him. His behavior started to change. He started to have a lot more confusion and things like that. He was diagnosed with dementia. He started to show early signs of dementia. And we weren't going to move out and leave him by himself having dementia and all, so we stayed. It ended up going on for 4 years, and he finally passed away July of 2023. It wasn't the dementia or diabetes. We believe it was his heart that finally quit on him, and that was the reason. But he was in bad shape leading up to that. He was entering full-blown Alzheimer's, I think. It just wasn't a good situation. But once he was gone, we could no longer afford to maintain that big house on our own, so we had to move here, to this house. This is actually my mother's house. Moving back in with your mother when you're almost 40 years old was a pretty big kick in the nuts. But you do what you got to do. So we're staying here now. It's very busy. She doesn't sleep. She's very active. She's up every morning about 4 a.m. She goes to bed at 10:30 at night. I don't get a lot of sleep. So whenever I do have spare time around here, I'm usually spending it resting or doing something unproductive. It's hard to find motivation to make videos and do things productive when you're totally exhausted. But the plan is to eventually own this house. I don't know if it's going to work out. We'll see. But she's getting up there in age too. She's 81 years old, and her will says that her assets will be sold and divided up between me and my 2 brothers. And if any of the 3 brothers, that includes me, her 3 sons, want to own the house, they can buy out the other 2. So I'm hoping we'll be able to do that, because my other 2 brothers already have a home of their own. They already have a house. I don't. So I don't think it'll be a very big issue to convince them to let us buy out their share and stay here. So that's the plan. I don't know if it's going to work out, but that's where we are. But life has been very busy. We've been trying to fix up the old house and get it ready to go on the market. That house needs a lot of work. It was neglected for years, and it's a big house. There's a lot of stuff to deal with. So that's where we are. That's what's happening, and that's why I haven't been around. I do have some footage of that house as well as this one. If you stay to the end of the video, I'll put that up, and we'll do a little walkthrough of where I was and where I am now. That's pretty much the situation. Pretty much staying here, taking care of my elderly mother, my wife, and doing what I can with myself. I've had a couple of issues lately too. I'm having some problems with my teeth. I had a bad abscess and infected tooth. I went to the dentist a few weeks ago, had a couple teeth pulled. I don't have good dental insurance, so $826 to pull 2 teeth. That stung a little bit. And today, a couple of weeks later, I'm having tooth pains again on the other side. So it's just one thing after another. I feel like I can't get ahead, you know, and it's quite stressful. But anyway, that's what's been going on with me, and that's why I haven't been around. I guess I'll show you the house. I'll roll that footage now. You've always known me. I've always been an open book. A lot of people won't show this stuff, but I have no problem with it. So I'll roll the footage now, and it's quite a bit. So maybe you'll stick around till the end of the video, maybe you won't. But if you won't, it's good talking to you again, and I'll see you next time. And here's the footage of the old house and the new house. Here we go. Thanks for watching. And this is the house that I'm at now. It's a little windy out here, so hopefully that doesn't mess up the video too much, but I'll walk the property line. Property line starts here. And there's the house. There's some issues on this end of the property though, with every time it rains, it fills up with water, turns into a big mud hole. And we built that decking and that little wheelchair elevator for my wife, as I mentioned before. She's disabled. It's a small house compared to what we're leaving, but it's a good chunk of property out here. But you can see the problem we're having. When it rains, it just turns into a swamp. So we're gonna have to address that, especially in this area here. This is where I park my car, and you can see what happens. It's just turning into an absolute mud hole. So see, every time I come in and out of here, there goes the ambulance. But you can see every time I drive in and out of here, the car gets mud slung all over it. So what we're probably going to have to do is get a load of gravel in here. You can see there was gravel here already, but it's like settled in and grass has come up through it, and this entire square from there all the way to that corner, all the way to this corner, this used to all be gravel with timbers boxing it in. But today it's a giant mud hole. That's definitely something that I want to get taken care of. I don't know how much gravel it's going to take. I'm probably not going to fill in the whole thing like it used to be. I'll probably just do this strip here and this strip out here. This one doesn't need as much. I mean, there's some standing water here, but there's still solid ground under here, so it doesn't really get muddy. But the backyard does. This is the back part of the property, and you can see there's a lot of water accumulating back here too. Happens every time it rains, so we're gonna have to try to do something about that. Maybe get some dirt in here and just build it up a little bit or something, or try to figure out some kind of drainage solution. One or the other. See, it gets pretty deep right here. And come on around the property. Problem is this is higher ground here than it is here, so everything just accumulates. But we'll try to figure something out. And then I put this fence up last year. Me and my dad and uncle all worked on it. It's not really for anything more than just keeping vehicles out of the grass because it's so soft out here. We had an Amazon truck try to turn around over there one time. He came down here and tried to back up there, got stuck up to the axle. So it's mostly just to keep vehicles off the property. And here's the backyard, fenced in, just to keep the little dog in. There's some wood rot around the windows on the I think this is the north side of the house. And yeah, there's some rot happening in the windows. We'll have to take care of that. I think we're going to do that in the spring. But this is definitely an issue here. It's an absolute swamp, and the ground is so soft. So you just see, I'm not even bearing my whole weight on it, just the tip of my toes, and I'm sinking right in. So that's definitely a problem that needs to be addressed. That, and these windows, we put some foam in there just to keep the water out until we can do something with it. But when we moved in, I built this just to raise this level with the threshold with that little ramp there so my wife can get in and out with the wheelchair. Took the railing out here, put these pavers in with the pea gravel, and we got this little wheelchair lift. You just roll on, push the button, it comes up, and then you roll off. We considered a couple of different solutions, like the wheelchair ramp that's at the other house. Per ADA regulations, it would have had to come out to about here and then go all the way across. It would have taken up this whole section of yard. We didn't want that. And an outdoor chairlift, just to go up a couple stairs, was about $7,800. The hell with that. This was $2,400, which is still overpriced for what it is, in my opinion, but it was the cheapest solution. This is not an actual medical product. This was actually custom fabricated by a man in Florida and shipped up here. And then the local exchange club, their volunteers came in and installed the lift. I did the stonework and the decking, but the volunteers installed this to make sure it was level and the way it was supposed to be, so that was good. And that's pretty much it on the outside. Here's the backyard. You just step over the fence. Back here we got a picnic table, a little patio, nice air conditioner and heat pump. Got some more tables out here. We probably don't need all of these, but. And then there's the shed. The shed needs some work. There's some, the roof that's rotten. The main part of the shed is okay, but the walls that are in between are rotten, but the actual structure itself, the frame, the ribs, those are perfectly fine. So you can see the roof up there. There's some rot going on there and up there. It's salvageable, but it needs some work. This is broken. It's a mess in here. We need to definitely clean this up. And there's a little bit of mold in the wood there, but the framing is in good shape. It's just, you know, we've already replaced one section there that rotted out, so it's definitely salvageable. We won't have to rebuild the whole thing, just probably just put some new plywood and shingles on the roof, a new door, some plywood here and there. Should be good to go. All right, let's have a look at the inside of the house. Here's the kitchen. Kind of small. Dining room. The den. The master bedroom. Pink carpet. That's just great. Master bath. Yep. Just little office area. Prototype. Along with the patents. That one. Pretty cool. Hi.
What are you doing?
Filming. In my room here. This is the garage. This power garage door is relatively new, maybe about a year or two. Belt drive, pretty quiet. There's my toolbox from my mechanic days. Nice sturdy table, workbench. And up there is the access to the attic. Is mostly just open space above here. We're using it for storage. And on that side, of course, is all your duct work and stuff for the main part of the house. We had to get a new refrigerator. Since there's 3 of us living here now, we needed more than just a single fridge that's inside. I picked this up on Facebook Marketplace for $140. I think it's a pretty good deal. Yeah. The ice maker's overflowing. I gotta fix that. Yeah. Electric. There's no electric or water hookups here. That I ran a line over to here. Steel braided. I'm not crazy about using those SharkBite press to connect fittings. I probably would rather solder that in place, but that's what they had down at the hardware store, so that's what I used. And this is the attic space in this house, and this is where we're keeping all of our junk until we can figure something else out. Yep. All right, so this is the house. And this Cadillac here, this was his Cadillac. It's got low miles. It's got I think 89,000 miles on it, but we plan to donate the car to a veteran. He was in the Marine Corps, and it just seems fitting that the car should be donated to, you know, a veteran, just because I think that's what he would want. Go inside, you see the front entranceway here needs a lot of TLC. The railing too. It's all fixable, but it does need some attention. But inside the house is mostly good. We'll start downstairs. This was the dining room. It's a mess right now because, like I said, we're in the process of clearing the house out so it can be sold, put on the market. So there's junk all over the place. Just ignore that for the time being. This is the front living room here. Lights don't work. Old grandfather clock there. Somebody'd love to have that. Here's the den. Now this house used to be smaller. The original house ended here at this beam, but it was added on to all the way back to there. So quite the extension. One thing I am going to miss about this house is this big kitchen. This used to be hardwood floor, the hardwood laminate that you put over the top, but it had some water damage on it, so we tore it up, and the original linoleum's still underneath, so we're just going to leave it like that. Whoever buys the house can take it from there. But this is a big kitchen. There's 2 stoves, 2 ovens. There's an electric oven here and a gas oven over here. I always prefer cooking with the gas. And, you know, we got the overhead microwave. That one doesn't work, though. It's something as... I think the unit itself works, but there's something going on with the electrical going to it. But since the house is being sold, we just didn't bother looking into it. Microwave there. So this is where the original house again ended here. All of that has been added on. So if we come out to here, we got 2 very large units, refrigerator, freezer, very big, slide out drawers too. Nice unit. Somebody's going to have a nice one. And this is the Florida room, which was actually used as a bedroom. Quite a nice bedroom too, but I might have a picture of the way it looked before. I'll put it up if I do. And this was the sitting area. We would eat our meals back here. We've torn the floor out again. We're in the process of working on this place. We would sit back here and, you know, watch the dogs out in the yard. All that good stuff. Okay. While we're downstairs, I'll show you the workshop. There is a workshop. Some of these lights in back here don't work anymore. The bulbs are burned out. We used to keep spare bulbs in here, but they're all gone, so. Another freezer back here. This is the flooring that was in here. This same flooring was this whole area all the way to the end. So yeah, it did look pretty nice in here once upon a time. Going out to the garage. Gas furnace, dual water heaters. One's gas, one's electric. The electric one is on a timer, so it doesn't run all the time. This gas one feeds into this one, so it really doesn't take that much energy to maintain the hot water in here. So that timer only runs a couple hours a day, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, and it maintains temperature just fine. The reason why there's two water heaters is there's a jacuzzi in the room above the garage here, and when you go to fill that, it uses a heck of a lot of hot water. So that's the reason why they installed two water heaters. This one pretty much goes directly up the pipe there, right there, into the hot tub. So that's the reason why there's two of them. But it does come in handy to have two. You never have to worry about hot water in this house. And the previous owner, he had a lot of forward-thinking ideas like this here. This gives you access to the back of the freezer in that other room. There's things like that all over the house. The plumbing to the upstairs hot tub, there's a little panel right up there that gives you access to all that. So, you know, the man that built this house really had a lot of forethought into that stuff. Okay, so in the back of the garage is the little workshop. It's not very big. It's kind of a mess back here now. But in the workshop, there's a fireplace. Yeah, this house does have a lot of fireplaces. There was one in the den. There's one here. There's another one upstairs. And there was two electric fireplaces. So if you like fireplaces, we got them. Here's a nice mural. I'm not sure. That might be the Bahamas, maybe. I'm not sure where that is, to be honest. That came off the front of the man's sailboat. You know, good luck titties, I guess. You go over there, give them a rub, gives you good luck. Yeah, here we got a nice lathe. Workbench. It is a mess back here, so it's a little hazardous, but you know, we got some power tools here. There's a bandsaw in the corner. Got this one here and a little chop saw over there. So it's a mess, you know, cleaning out the house, getting it ready to move. This was an unused space at the time, so we just threw a bunch of crap back here. It's an absolute mess right now. Old ammo box, 7.62. So the man was in the Marine Corps, like I said. There's a lot of goodies around here like this. Let's see. Hang on, let me put the phone down. Nope, she's empty. That's a nice ammo box, though. Sawdust all over me. Yeah. I'm keeping that. Alright, so there's... Anyway, that's the workshop. Let's proceed. Alright, get the lights out. Laundry room, of course. Alright. And like I said, that's the other fireplace in here. There's another one upstairs. Yeah, you also have a nice digital thermostat here. It's got you could set it for a timer, all this stuff. We like it cool in here, as you can see. But that's a nice little thing. And moving back here, back to the Florida room. This house does have security system. The sun is coming in behind me here, but there's a security system. So you got motion sensors, one up there, sensors on all the windows. So that's installed and all ready to go. Whoever gets to the house just needs to, transfer it to their name for the service. This is the bathroom. There's a light in the tub. This is actually a spa tub. See little jets down there. So it's a little spa tub. And again, access door to all the plumbing. When this kitchen was added onto, this closet wasn't here. So this closet was built up, and behind this little tiny skinny door, is some storage. I think there's a light switch in here somewhere. Anyways, you could see the new wall here versus the old where the closet was built. And if you look under the sink in here, I'm not going to crawl down there, but underneath this sink here, there's a little tiny hole in the drywall where the plumbing goes through. If you look through that little hole, you could see the original tile floor from the original bathroom. So, and this closet only goes back that far. And the bathroom stops there. So there's about, 5 feet unaccounted for in there. There may be a little hidden treasure back there. Because if you look at it, the new bathroom stops there. The closet stops here. There's all that space in between. What's back there? I've always wanted to know. But I don't guess I'll find out. But God damn. Okay, upstairs. So we had a chairlift. Again, my wife has a disability from a work-related injury, so we got a lot of use out of that going upstairs. And this was the guest room. They had 2 twin beds in here. Dresser used to sit in that corner. Rocking chair over here, out the looking out the window. Used to be another dresser right here. This is the closet. Still have some stuff in here. Old 12-foot Christmas tree. Some Christmas decorations. Some nice fur coats. Somebody'd like to get their hands on that. That's a pretty nice dress. I don't think it'll fit me though. That one probably will. That'd be a fun video, wouldn't it? Anyway, moving on. This is one of the old bedrooms. Kind of dark in here, but see, we got some patchwork going on the walls. Yep, and then here's the bathroom. Pretty ordinary bathroom. I'm breathing heavy because I just got over having the flu, so if you hear me breathing heavy, that's why. I'm still not fully back to normal. I am getting a little winded. Real hardwood floors up here. There's a little bit of moisture damage there. We had a couple dogs in the house late at night. They'd pee, unfortunately, but that can be fixed. This is my old room. Computer used to sit there. That is a hide-a-bed. That's what I slept on. I'd like to keep that, but I never got an answer back from the new Never got an answer from the executor of this estate whether I could keep it. I might just take it. You can see the dogs loved to stay up here. Unfortunately, they made a mess of the place. All of this carpet's going to have to be redone. But this is the office area. You can see it's a mess right now. There used to be a roll-top desk right there. Got a little balcony overlooking the Florida room. This used to be an outdoor balcony. As I said, this used to be an exterior wall, and it made a 90-degree this way. This used to be exterior wall right there. You can still see some of the original. This was all built on. So here's the original outside wall here on this section of the house. So the chimney. This used to be a sewing room. You can see there's still some remnants of that remaining. The little sewing tables and things like that. And this is the master bedroom. All the lamps have been unplugged, so I don't think we can. There, I got a light on my phone here. So this is coming down this hallway. This is a pocket door, twin pocket doors right here in the wall. Then they slide out like that. And this is the master bedroom. I like this old wood paneling. Very 70s, but I dig it. There's a closet, walk-in closet. That's an old artifact, isn't it? And another fireplace in the master bedroom. This one's actually a gas fireplace. You can see the valve right there. The one downstairs is just a traditional wood fireplace, and so is the one underneath of it. I believe this is the only actual gas fireplace here. That goes back to the room we were just in. Walk-in closet. Still have some clothes in here. A lot of ties. I might help myself to a few of those. Got another nice dress. And then in here is the old man's Marine Corps dress uniform. So it's all good. Oh, speaking of military memorabilia, I almost forgot. Back here in this area. So these two trunks, that one on the bottom was my wife's, I guess it would be her great-grandfather when he was in the Navy. That was his footlocker. That one, I believe, was in World War II. The one on top was her grandfather's. He was a first lieutenant right there. And that was his footlocker. That one actually was in Vietnam with him. So these are all original, unrestored. I'm sure a collector would love to get their hands on that. I know I would. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much the house. And the master bath. The toilet is separate. This little area here, another pocket door right there. And then this is the master bath. You got twin vanity. There's your jacuzzi. That's why there's two water heaters downstairs. Stand-up shower. And another closet. And like I said, the guy that built the house, he had a lot of forward thought. This is an access panel. Pull the dowels out like so. You have access to the furnace. That little box over there is the cable where the cable TV comes in and the fiber optics and all that stuff, the Cat 5 cable from the service box outside. It's all here, and you have access to the top of the furnace and the ductwork, and there's a crawl space right there. You can get to the, I call it the first attic, because this house was added onto. This whole area here, this was all an add-on. All of this was all added on. So it was added on in such a way that there was enough space left between the original subfloor slash ceiling and this ceiling that he actually created a bit of a crawl space in between, which is a fantastic idea because it gives you access to all kinds of stuff, like the jacuzzi here. Maybe open this one over here. See, like the jacuzzi, you get all the plumbing and stuff under here. Yeah, you see, it goes down into that little crawl space. You could really get, there is absolutely no shortage of access to things in this house, and that is wonderful, I think. And he also, like all these tiles and things that he built stuff with, he kept spare. There's another box of these out in the garage too. So if any of these tiles ever gets cracked, like this one, there's fresh tiles under there. As well as some of those and the ones on the front step as well. These, I mean, the guy really did have forward thinking. He, when he built this house, he really considered all of that, and it's pretty smart. And I've always been told, like, if you build a house out of brick, you should order extra brick, because no two sets of brick really match 100%. So if you have extra brick, keep it, and you will be able to do any repairs in the future and have them look proper. And he did that as well. There's a big pile of bricks in the backyard. So all forward thought. Okay, so that's pretty much the inside of the house. We'll go up to the backyard. Yeah, this door needs to be replaced. So, I mean, this house is a project. It's not a house that you can buy and just move into as is. It does need a little bit of work. Not a whole lot, but some. Like in here, there was a problem with the roof. See where the guttering is damaged. It went back behind the gutter, and you can see there's some water damage up here and quite a bit of water damage there. But we have looked behind there. There's no mold growth or anything like that. It's just staining from the water. So that's not a huge deal, but it is something that needs to be addressed by whoever buys it. Go in the back here. This roof needs replacing. This is just this plastic stuff you get from the Home Depot or whatever, and it's been here a long time, and it leaks, probably because it's got all this weight on it from leaves and stuff. See, it's dripping there, so that will have to be replaced. We did have plans to replace the roof. We actually started working on it. See, there's a little bit of wood rot back here. That's not hooked to anything, it's just sitting there. But you can see there's some wood rot here. So that's a rack for the firewood. So a few things do need to be addressed here, but there's some rot there. as well, but that's all from moisture. But the house has been inspected for termites and all that stuff. It's fine. There's some water damage. The outer part of the window there. So the house does need some work. There's no doubt about that, but it's nothing too significant. Nothing too significant at all. Here's the backyard. Not huge, but you know, it's a little overgrown, but you know, some hedge trimmers take care of that. That's the shed, made out of brick to match the house. And this forward wall is the extra bricks for the house. So stacked them in such a way it looks like part of the structure, but those are the spare bricks. All right. Uh-oh, where'd that come from? Like I said, this Cadillac is going to be donated to someone, preferably a veteran. We're going to call the Department of Veteran Affairs, probably donated to a disabled veteran or something. We had a storm the other night, and it looks like a piece of the house came off. And I have to get up there and fix that. One of the kids next door. And here's a compost. Okay. That's pretty much it. And here's the Cadillac. It's a 02 SLS North Star V8. It's in real good shape. Low mileage too. So the man that owned this car was of older age. He was starting to get a little dementia. His neurologist wrote a note to DMV, so they kind of suspended his driver's license for medical reasons as a result of the dementias. But he kept trying to drive the car, so I installed a kill switch on this thing. It's under here. So I installed a kill switch on this car. See, turn the key, nothing happens. It's under here. You reach up under the dash here. And now, starts right up. So that's something that I installed. But otherwise, it's a fairly low mile Cadillac. Like I said, it had 89 something thousand miles on it. It actually has 96. The sun is coming right through the windshield. It's kind of messing with the camera a little bit, but yeah, this is a nice car. Low mileage for a 02. It's in pretty good shape. The sun has curled the dashboard up a little bit there and there, but other than that, it's in good shape. Leather's good. Yeah, so she runs. Well, got sorry for my camera washer. Got rear AC. Seats are in good shape. Not bad. Got some Yep. Also has brand new tires. Get a little mud on them, but these are new tires that were put on a couple of months ago. So yeah, I mean, overall it's a nice car, but because it's a Cadillac 2002 with a North Star engine, given their notorious issues, this car isn't worth much on the Cali Blue Book or NADA value. So the plan is to donate this. You know, the man that owned it was a Marine Corps veteran, first lieutenant. He was in Vietnam. So we're thinking we should probably donate this car to a military veteran, probably called the Department of Veteran Affairs, DAV, and they'll probably find it a new home. But I'm not sure I fully trust an organization like that, so we may donate it directly to someone, but we'll see. If you're a military veteran and are interested, let me know. I'll pass the word along. Anyway. And for '02, it's in excellent condition. You don't usually see many of this age with so little miles and in such good condition. Yeah, somebody's gonna have a nice car. I drive that thing. The Cadillac would be nicer, but I don't know. I think there's probably somebody more deserving than me that should probably get their hands on that car. Anyways, we're all done here, I think. We're all done here. I think we'll head back to the other house now and we'll have a look around there.